and welcome to Under SF Survival of the Artist. I'm your host, Sabrina MORA.
And I'm Verani Koons-Ravong. Last week, we took a closer look into the city's jazz scene and the challenges artists face to make a living in this exciting yet expensive city. Today, we'll be exploring the world of street performing through the eyes of some of the most genuine artists that San Francisco has yet to offer.
From music and dance to comedy and magic, street performing or busking gives artists of any kind of platform to showcase their talents and hone their craft.
Street performers are attracted to San Francisco because of its diversity and freedom of artistic expression. The counterculture movement of the early 1960s paved the way for many artists to take their act to the streets and reach new audiences.
However, busking hasn't always been accepted by the mainstream, and many of these artists still face countless challenges. Despite that, street performing continues to be seen all around the city. To better understand what they face, we will be following a few artists from different backgrounds to experience a day in the life of a street performer.
To find out more about the history of street performing and how it has changed over the years, we caught up with two San Francisco legends, Mr. Magic and Frisco Fred. These two longtime friends offer a unique perspective on life as a street performer. Let's take a look.
I'm Mr. Magic. I do performing with rings, cards, coins, cups and balls, and etc.
My name is Fred Anderson. My character name is Frisco Fred. I've been street performing here in San Francisco now since 1978. Jerry Salazar he's like an icon. He has been performing at the Wharf as long as I have been aware of people performing at the Wharf. So I'm thinking he's been performing here probably about 35, 40 years.
40 years. Everybody that is in San Francisco nowadays has seen me one time or another.
Jerry does close-up magic with cards and finishing with this classic sort of gambler trick called cups and balls, where you have three brass cups and you have like little foam or leather balls about the size of like a giant marble, and you would stick them in the cups, and you'd put the cup down, there'd be a ball in it, you'd lift it up, you put the cup down again, and there'd be 2 or 3 balls in it, and people have no idea, it's magic. So it's really interesting watching him do that very, very classic, magic stuff.
A lot of street performers got into street performing because it's easier way to make a living than panhandling.
The history of street performing here in San Francisco, it started out as a sort of power to the people, 1960s, 1970s thing here at Fisherman's Wharf as an outgrowth of people doing art selling. When I first heard about it when I was in high school, it was sort of an outlaw rogue thing. People would do it in these entertainment shopping malls, Pier 39, Ghirardelli Square, the Cannery Shopping Center, the Anchorage Shopping Center. They got entertainment basically without having to pay for it. So it was a nice win-win sort of thing. I think one of the things that makes San Francisco a really good place for street performing, there are a couple of things. Just sort of the culture here where San Francisco embraces the idea of, being different, doing your own thing, being an artist, and trying something different.
When I started in the early 60s, there was a whole bunch of street performers out on the street, and pretty good. Today, there's not too many really good street performers left because the money was lousy.
The challenges of street performing are increasingly the cost of living has changed, and what people actually give you as a tip hasn't really changed all that much. So, you know, when people would give you $1 or $2 in, you know, 1975 or 1980, it's like, oh, it's a good tip.
People don't tip like they used to. Good performers in the old days could do 2 shows and go home and forget about it. Today, you got to work 8 or 9 hours to make the same, or close to the same that you did in the old days. Yeah, street performers perform to improve their talent. Guitar players come out and play guitars on the street to become better guitar players. Same thing with magicians or jugglers or whatever form you're doing on the street.
So if you want to do street performing, I would say use it as a workshop to work on your stuff for other shows where, you know, you get people to pay you. Support your local street performer. And there's an election coming up. Remember to vote. Oh, and every time a politician says tax cut, a school teacher gets laid off, and a magician loses a job.
So, you know, I really wanted to learn how to take a bunny out of a hat, but he didn't share secrets with me.
Well, he is a magician, you know, they don't reveal their secrets.
I mean, I guess.
Maybe next time. If you want to catch these legends in action, you can find Fred and Jerry performing at Pier 39 or along Fisherman's Wharf every weekend.
Stay tuned, because when we return from a short break, we'll meet a few performers whose persistence and tenacity exemplify San Francisco's artistic spirit.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's the people. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? Because love has no labels.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back to Under SF, Survival of the Artists. Before the break, we learned a little bit about the history and personality of street performing in San Francisco.
Now, we turn to some of San Francisco's hardest working street performers who will give us some insight to the daily struggles and rewards of performing on the street.
If you don't recognize his name, then you'll definitely recognize his sound. This notable percussionist can often be heard filling the Embarcadero with catchy rhythms and good vibrations.
Over the last 15 years, John King II has made a name for himself as a street performer with little more than pots and pans, buckets, positive energy. Let's hear what he has to say.
When you come out in the street, you have to understand that culturally, this place, San Francisco, is one of the highest levels of quality and expression when it comes to art and music and entertainment. Internationally, globally, this place is known as a hotbed of art and entertainment. So the people who live here are very savvy. They don't fall for crappy show. You better bring it or go home. John Franklin King II, drummer percussionist extraordinaire. I'm a lot more than a bucket drummer, and I never set out in the world to be a bucket drummer. I started out playing drum set and stage band in 7th grade, you know, so venturing into the land of buckets was only due to necessity, but I needed different tones and stuff, so I incorporate buckets into my drum set, but it's not about the buckets. It's about creating percussion and rhythms and beats and sounds that move people and create energy, good, fun energy that can be shared.
Yes! Yes!
I always feel like, you know, as a fraternity of street musicians, we should support each other and work together. And you get a much more rewarding experience for everybody, not just this guy or that guy. You know, there's enough to go around. Let's share the space, share the wealth, share the opportunity. A guy came by the other day and he told me an incredible compliment, and I just kind of blew it off, but he said, "You don't realize how much you, talking about me, personally has revolutionized the art of street performing since I've been here. Because of my particular style and way of going about doing things, lots of people around town are, you know, taking bits and pieces of what I do and using it in their own act. So I'm somewhat kind of a, I don't know, trailblazer in that way. Shall we say, dialed back a few notches than I was a few years ago. When I first started, I would do like these marathon sessions. I'd be out here for like 8 hours a day, and I would play for maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours at a time before taking a break, nonstop. And it's a inner motor and drive that won't quit. I go home and I go to sleep at night and I still got in my head. You know, I have to like turn it off because, you know, it'll drive you nuts. It's an obsession. It's a mission in life. It's my, you know, it's my core. It's my soul. Live simply so that others may simply live.
That guy's so great. He's just like, pew, 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 pew. All I know how to do is play the recorder, and I learned that in like 5th grade. This next group of performers may happen to be a little harder to find, but if you happen to commute, then chances are this group of friends will be there to brighten up your day.
This dance group combines multiple styles of dance from the Bay Area and uses their talents to make a positive change in their community. Let's take a ride with Turf Nation.
My name is Skeeter. I'm a turf dancer, part of Team BA, Best Alive. Yeah.
And then my name is Volcano, part of Team Heat. I'm a turf dancer slash flexor, and you know, I love this. That's what I do. Gang.
I'm Shaka Purdue, stage name Shaka. I'm a part of Team Heat as well. I'm in this thing, heat up. Turfing is a style that started in Oakland, California, specifically West Oakland, California, in 1995. Founded by the first group I was in, the Animaniacs, and it was a more rugged style. It was called turfing for a reason because it was more of a territorial type dance. You had different gangs on different turfs, and they did their own little dances.
We all come from different parts, you know, but at the same time, when we come together, what it is the dance world, man.
Right.
This is what we live for.
Right.
I mean, like, he Team BA, we Team Heat, like, we together as Turf Nation.
This is my 9 to 9, you know what I'm talking about?
9 to 9.
I do this.
Sorry, you had a job, you'll get another one.
I do this 25/8, yeah, talking about, you know what I'm talking about?
Point in time, it was my full-time job. I mean, I remember I'd get up every day at like 8 in the morning and be on board till like 6, 7. Whatever I got, at 6 or 7, I was good with it.
I'm not gonna lie, I slaved myself. I worked 2 security jobs. I just got out this morning at 7 a.m., went in at 11 p.m., you know. I do this still because I love it, you know, dancing, I stay close to it. You know, if you got something you love to do, stay close to it and just do it. Don't let nothing stop you. Yeah, there's struggles every day. You have people that are not going to feel your show. You know, sometimes we get on the train and you have some people that put their heads down already, you know, start throwing up ugly faces, you know. Like maybe they had a bad day before that, you never know. So we get on there and we tell them, do not mean to disturb anybody. Just want to share this lovely positive. That's what I tell them, positive energy, because it's art. They'll be butt mad if Skeeter tell them, I love you.
You get what I'm saying?
That's the type of stuff he does.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why not? Like for me, and I get mad if you don't say I love you back. Cause it's like, I just did all of this. I sweated. I made it look like I broke my arm. I didn't break my arm. I did all of this for you. For you. And you don't want to smile at least? I just want to smile.
If you want it to get stronger, you better not let go. You gotta hold on longer if you want your love to grow. Gotta stick together, hand in glove.
Those guys are completely incredible, and I totally wanted to join them, but all I know is my little Latin salsa.
Same here. All I can do is, we can't, you know, really do that much. So. But when we return, Pier 39 performers The Luck and Paul Hayward will be joining us for an in-studio performance. Stick around.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
Don't worry, the 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Welcome back to Under SF, Survival of the Artists. Today, we're here with music duo The Luck. How are you guys doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Well, thank you guys for coming on to today. So my first question for you is, how do you describe your music and your genre of music?
Well, we describe it as Americana. It's a bit folk, bit indie. We've also just been added to, our song Holding On was added to the Spotify playlist Acoustic Chill, so it's definitely an acoustic vibe.
Okay, okay.
So yeah.
Wow, cool, cool. And where can we find you?
So you can find us at theluckmusic.com, which is our website. And we're on all the sort of the Spotifys and SoundClouds and YouTubes and stuff.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, this is The Luck.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. Today I have Paul Hayward, who is an incredible artist, and we're very lucky to have him. Thank you so much for being here. So tell us a little bit about your music. When you perform, do you do covers or original music?
Depending on the scenario, I do a little bit of both. Depends on what the audience wants to hear.
And you've been playing for a very long time, right? How many years?
Over 30 years.
30 years? And have you taken a break at all?
This past year, I took most of the year off in order to start Oakland's first country bar called Overland. It's over in Jack London Square, and now I'm finally back in the game. So.
Well, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you very much, and you'll take it away, right?
My pleasure.
Thank you.
In the morning, I get back on the trail, scribble on a postcard, and drop it in the mail. Drive 1,000 miles, but I'm enjoying every one. Yeah, I'm not feeling guilty about having this much fun. Yes, it feels this way. Better color. In Colorado, I can barely breathe. Climb 100 miles. Still it's mountains that I see. Coulda, crossing half the time I take. But something pushes my head back down the morning when I wake. Yes, it feels this way. Oh, in Colorado.
Incredible. That's all for our show. We'd like to thank Paul Hayward and The Luck for coming in and performing for us.
We also want to give a special thanks to Jerry Mr. Magic Salazar, Frisco Fred, John King II, and Turf Nation. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.